plus 3x plus 7x plus 21. Now after writing expressing the middle term as two terms, you now factorize by grouping. So basically here you have four terms. Now you have written the expression as four terms. In doing so, you can group in two terms. The first group would be x squared plus 3x, and the second group would be 7x plus 21. In the first group, you look for the common factor, and the common factor in our case would be x. If we take x into x squared, you get x. If you take x into 3x, you get plus 3. And then in the second group, the common factor is 7. 7 into 7x is x. 7 into 21 is 3. So your first clue that you are doing the right thing in quadratic expressions is to check if the numbers or the expressions in brackets are equal. That means that the terms are equal and the signs are equal. If you look at our case, you have x plus 3 here and x plus 3 here. If those two are equal, you are probably doing the right thing. So you can proceed to solve. You can proceed with the process of factorization, whereby you open brackets and use x plus 7 as your first bracket. And then you just take one of the two equal numbers. It doesn't matter which, they are equal anyway. So you have x plus 3. By doing so, reaching at that stage, if you have two brackets where each bracket has two terms, it means you have factorized the quadratic expression. In the next example, you are supposed to factorize y squared minus 6y plus 8. So let us look at it. You are being told to factorize y squared minus 6y plus 8. To factorize this is the same procedure. You have to multiply. So basically, the process of multiplication, you don't have to show it on your notebook. You can multiply elsewhere to find the product of the first and the third term. You find out that the product is 80y squared. From this product, now we have to find two terms that will give us this product. But those two terms, when we add them or when we subtract them, they should give us a 6. So we'll still do the same process of finding the common factor, whereby we start with a 2. 2 into 8 will give you a 4. 2 into 4 will give you a 2. And then 2 into 2 will give you a 1. So we have 3 2's. If you look at this, what combination will give us an 8, and then the addition will then give us a 6. If we do 2 times 2, we get a 4. 4 multiplied by 2 will give us 8. Now let us look at 4 plus 2. It will give us a 6. But if we check clearly, our middle term here is a negative number. It's a negative number. So, being a negative number, we have to make sure that our addition here should also use negative numbers. So that will make this one negative. If we do negative 4 plus 2, it doesn't give us a negative 6. It means we also have to make this 2 a negative. Negative 4 plus negative 2 will give you now negative 6. Now we can proceed to rewrite the 6 in terms of negative 4 and negative 2. So you have y squared minus 4y minus 2y plus 8. From here, you will factorize by grouping. So you have the first group having a common factor of y. Y into y squared, you get a y into negative 4, you get a minus 4. And then the common factor between 2 and 8 would be a negative 2. Negative 2 into negative 2 into negative 2y, you get a y. Negative 2 into 8, you get a minus 4. So we have y minus 2 and y minus 4. Reaching this file means you have factorized that expression.